In this video, I'm going to be talking about different methods that you can use to fund your business. So you're thinking about starting a business, or you have started a business and your business is at that critical stage where you need to get infrastructure secure, funds to get equipment, or even get a place to situate your business in, or maybe you just want to expand your business. In this video, we're going to be talking about anything and everything that has to do with securing the right amount of funds for your business, okay? So if you're interested in this topic, you might want to go down and smash the subscribe button. And while you're down there, you might want to turn on the notification bell because we always drop this sort of content every Thursday. So why don't you hold on to that thought, and I'll be right back with more.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but the stare still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello YouTube, hello Chronicles. How are you all doing today? It's still your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. Like I said in the introduction, are you in the process of securing funds or thinking about securing funds for your business? Have you thought about brainstorming an idea or a product that you want to push into the market, and you've gone through all the stages, you've ticked all the boxes, you've gotten your mastermind alliance, the group that you're brainstorming together on how to market your product and how to push it into the market. You've done your designs and you've done all these things, and now you're looking for funds to do something, secure equipment, get the place that you want to start operating from. And you're asking yourself, what am I going to do? It's so hard, what can I do? In this video, we're going to talk about 8 different ways that you can secure funding for your startup business. So let's jump right in. Number 1 is savings. Your savings. Now, I've been very fortunate to have used this particular method to start up a business in the past. What this entails is very simple. It's putting aside a specific amount of money every week or every month towards a big goal. Maybe you want to start a textile business, because when I saved money in the past to start a business, it was to start a textile business. Maybe that was why it was very easy for me to start with this example. You want to start a textile business, maybe you're in Nigeria and you're buying textile from Katinkori Market in Kano, or you're buying textile from Balogun Market in Lagos, or you're buying textile from Ariara Market in Aba, and you want to push it to Abuja to sell it, or you want to push it to different parts of Nigeria to sell. Now, one of the ways that you could get funding for this particular business is actually trade. It's trading. It's not really a full-fledged business, but let's just call it a business. One of the ways you can start getting or raise funds for this particular type of business is to save. Maybe you're working for the government or you're working for a small company and they pay you the equivalent of, let's say, $50 every month, or they pay the equivalent of $100 every month. So $50 in this market condition, taking the black market rate, is roughly 13,000. No, not roughly 20. Is it 28,000 naira? So $50 is roughly 28,000 naira. $100 is roughly 56,000 naira. What you might want to do is every month you might want to save up 10% of that amount. So if it's 56,000 naira, you might want to save up every month 5,600 naira from that sum. Or if it's 28,000 every month, you might want to save 2,800. Maybe the target sum you're looking to raise is 100,000 naira or 150,000 naira to start this business. At the time when I started that business though, I started a business with 15,000 naira. I was a youth corps member in Nigeria. What I did was I was saving 2,000 or 3,000 every month or thereabouts to get to 15,000 naira. If you want to know more about how I was able to raise the fund, the level of discipline I was able to engage or activate to raise this fund, and how I was able to grow that business, you might want to leave me a comment down below. Just say, I want to know more in the comment section, and I'll make a separate video about this topic. But right now we're just talking about different methods that you can use to raise funds for your startup. You might want to save money and go about your business. Number 2, family and friends. Family and friends. Your family and your friends are one of the most important people that you have around you. They're your immediate support structure. Okay, now then you always ask questions. I want to do this business. If you help me, if you give me advice, if you help me with money. So these are people that you want to start up an endeavor, a business. These are the people you seek advice from. These are people you ask for that immediate financial support. Say for example, you want to start a charcoal business. Now a charcoal business is when you get wood and you subject the wood to heat, covered heat, and the wood burns up into charcoal. Now this charcoal in Nigeria is huge, is a huge business, or it's a good business, because every Saturdays in Nigeria there are usually events. So their weddings, their birthday celebrations, so one form of celebration or the other. And people usually use the charcoal to cook outdoors. What you get is event planners go out to the suburbs and they buy this charcoal, load them up in pickup trucks, and they go supply in different venues where these events are happening. Maybe this is the kind of business you want to start, and you've done your feasibility study, you've written your business plan, you've told yourself this is what I want to do, and the next thing you're thinking about doing is raising funds to start this business. Maybe you're not working and you don't have the opportunity to save money every week, every day, or every month. The next alternative is to go to a family member, maybe your uncle, maybe your aunt, maybe your dad or your mom, or a friend, and pitch them this idea. Listen, I want to start this business. I've gotten all the elements together. I have a friend whose mom makes this charcoal, or I have an uncle who specializes in making charcoal, but he doesn't want to give me this charcoal for free. So when I sell it or supply it to the people that need it, I'll give him the difference of the cost price and my markup. You could go to a family member or a friend and pitch the idea to them. There's nothing that could ever go wrong with this. What could happen is you could get a family member that tells, I like this idea. I'm going to give you XYZ amount of money, but I want you to give me 30% of whatever you make from this business. Or this is a company and I want us to be 50-50 members or owners of this company. We have equal rights and we make equal decisions in this company. The problem most people usually face with family and friends is most people have burnt away their credits. What I mean is their human credits. I mean, nobody trusts them anymore. Maybe you've succeeded in violating all the atom of trust you have in a bank with your family members and your friend, and whenever people see you, they just run for cover. They just protect their wallets or their purses, and they don't want to give you money. What you could do is you could go through an intermediary. Maybe there's someone in your family who is trusted and whose word counts for something. You could go through this person and have this person be the front man who goes to secure this fund for you. But if you don't have any credit in the bank, you have to start from somewhere. And if when you get this money, you have to pay back when you realize whatever revenue or whatever earnings that's to come in. You have to pay back this money that you borrow, because if you don't pay back, chances are when you go back next time, maybe you have another idea or another business you want to start up, they're not going to give you this money. The first business I ever started was a recreational center somewhere in Canada. I ran that for 4 years. During my service here in Canada, I got to this place 18 kilometers from the expressway, no network, people living there, and I was asking myself, what am I going to do here? Should I start a restaurant here, or should I start a recreational center? Now the reason why I thought about a restaurant business was because a lot of youth corps members like me came here to serve, and they always had visitors coming to visit them. So I thought, why don't just cook food that people are used to eating, because it was in northern Nigeria, and the food they cook in northern Nigeria is different from the food they cook in the southeast, south, and southwest. So I was thinking about starting a restaurant where people that come from the southeast, south, southwest, or even the middle belt, the middle belt could come there and find the food, their favorite food to eat from our restaurant. But I was not blind to the fact that it was going to be so stressful and a little bit inconveniencing to have all these cuisines, to have this menu, this full menu of different type of cuisines where people would choose from. I just didn't want to go through that kind of stress. Now the other alternative was to have a recreational center not targeted at people like me, but targeted as the locals in that community. So I ended up going with the second option. Now, when I decided to go with the second option, I now had to pick a spot, like a shop, a building, a place where we're going to operate from. When I did this, and I had to cost how much the equipment that we're going to use to set up all the recreational gadget games, board games, and video games, and all the stuff we need in a regular recreational center. When I did this feasibility study, I had to travel into the city that I live, and I went around canvassing, selling these ideas to all my friends and relatives, and eventually I got one who was interested in investing in this idea. It was a very big business. It was a good business. It became very profitable. It grew, and it was very lucrative for me and every other person that was involved. This is just my story to just buttress the fact that it's possible, it's doable, and even though you don't have any credit in the bank and nobody trusts you, there are people you can use to secure this loan or whatever facility you need to set up this business. But like I said before, you have to be mindful of the fact that when this money is given to you, you have to use it judiciously, and you have to make sure that when you start to earn return on this money, on this investment by your family and friends, you have to pay back. Number three is a cooperative union. In Western countries, these are usually called small business loan associations. But in third world countries like Nigeria, they're called a cooperative union. In this kind of setup, a cooperative union is usually attached to a labor union. So maybe union of teachers, maybe union of journalists, maybe national union of doctors, or a union of, if there's a school situated here, the school has their local cooperative where teachers come to take loans, or a journalist, a particular chapter, a journalist chapter in the States where journalists go there and they take out loans for whatever reason. It could be for business, it could be for personal loan. In this case, we're going to stick to business, so we're going to leave every other reason aside. One of my relatives works for a company where their cooperative union is very, very active. Now, employees in this company usually go to the head of the cooperative or the directors in the cooperative. There's a small group of people known as the board of directors of the cooperative, and they go and they take out this loan. The thing about loans from a cooperative union is they're usually capped at a sum. You usually hear stuff like you can never take beyond 1 million. It could be 1 million naira. We're using Nigeria as an example here. It could be 1 million naira, or the equivalent of, say, $2,500. Or it can go beyond 3,000 naira, or the equivalent of, say, $7,500. And when you're trying to process a loan from a cooperative union, there are usually fees associated with securing this facilities, these loans. The way it works in Nigeria, and it works like it in some other countries as well, interest due to these facilities or these loans do not kick in till when you are approved to receive this loan. When they disburse the check, this is your check for 1 million naira, this is your check for $1 million, that's when the interest starts to accrue. In Nigeria, there are cooperative unions that you have to pay the interest upon taking the facility. So say for example, you go to a cooperative union in your workplace and you want to take out a loan for 1 million naira. What happens is they deduct, if the loan is 10%, they deduct the 10% from that 1 million naira. So what you get is what? 900,000 naira. Most of these cooperative union, they make the return on that loan is that interest, and that's how it is. Not most. Every financial organization that gives out loan, the return is on the interest and servicing the interest, or servicing that particular financial facility that is given out to you. Because these cooperative unions are so small, they want to secure their earnings, they want to secure their return on that investment. When they give you 1 million naira, they take the interest, the full interest on top of that 1 million naira from the facility that is being given to you. Now, this is for a cooperative union. Different cities, different countries have the way their cooperative unions operate. If you're taking money from a cooperative union, you need to be mindful on the percentage that you're being charged as interest on that facility. Usually, cooperative union is so small, the interest could be as low as 5 to 6, 7%, in some cases even 4%. Because cooperative unions are quite small and they're not compared to your commercial banks or other institutions that give out this sort of loans. Number four is your angel investor. I want you to stick with me to the very end. I'm going to tell you how you can get access to these people, okay? So let's move on. Angel investors are individuals. These usually are individuals investing in sectors that they're interested in. They could usually give you startup capital, or they could give you financing for your business in exchange for equity stake in your business. Say, for example, you are starting a business that is into creating clean energy that charges phones. Oh, I like this idea. I've always been thinking about getting into that space. Oh, okay, so what do you want? And they sit down with you. They're interested in your passion, the story, the driving force that keeps you going every day. And they like what they hear, they like what you're doing, they like the kind of immediate results you're getting in that space. They start to negotiate funds. Okay, listen, I'm going to give you this, and I want 50% of your company. I want 10% of your company, and yada 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 yada. It depends on you now to say, oh, okay, that is too rich for me, I can't go that way. Why don't we do this? Why don't you just give me a straight loan, and over time we could turn that into a convertible note. A convertible note, what is wrong with me today? A convertible note is a loan that is being converted or turned into equity. Equity is just stake in the business. Someone could give you a loan of maybe $1 million or $2 million. The agreement is, if you don't pay back this money in the next 2 years, this particular loan I'm giving to you is going to be changed from a loan and going to be converted to equity stake in your business. Now that instrument is called a convertible note. Angel investors are people that structure financing this way. Angel investors usually get bombarded with mails, unsolicited mails every day. If you hear Mark Cuban talk, Mark Cuban tells you he got this outlandish idea from someone in Nigeria, from someone in a different country, selling this, selling that. So they don't really respond to this type of messages. The best way to get an angel investor's attention is either professional websites like LinkedIn. You tap into your connection on LinkedIn or your network on LinkedIn, and someone introduces you to an angel investor. Or maybe you structured your startup business in such a way that you have a lawyer and you have an accountant who knows other influential people who are angel investors, and they could introduce you to more people, and before you know it, you get to meet the right person that you've been after for a while. Or a serial investor. Maybe you're into the business dailies or the Financial Times, and you're certain investors that you follow, and is a serial investor who keeps investing and selling his stake or his position in a company. You could approach this person, or you could look up angel lists on the Forbes website, or if you are in an influential circle where there's an angel investor network, they could tap into that network. But usually what I'm trying to say is, these are not people you just walk up to and pitch your idea. They get this every day, every minute, every hour. The best way to leverage or to get access to these people is to leverage on your connection or a contact or someone who you know who has that level of credibility to link you up with the people you need who will support you or support your business or your idea as an angel investor. Number 5. Guys, I'm so sorry if I'm too fast. If this video is too fast, you could go down to the settings tab. There's a gear icon just down below. You could just press that icon and you could slow this video to the speed that is most comfortable for you, because we have so many to go through, so many means of funding for your startup, and I just want to just breeze and bump through it so that I don't stretch this video too long. Number 5, commercial banks. Now, I don't really like commercial banks, okay? I don't really like commercial banks, even though commercial banks have different levels of financial packages that they could tell you about and they could introduce you to. If you don't like one, you could go to the next one. You find one that you think is conducive for you. But there are drawbacks to using commercial banks. Now, commercial banks usually give out loans by virtue of your credit score and your credit rating, depending on the amount of transaction you've carried out on that account and how you've maintained that consistently over time, you get your credit score and your credit rating. And if for some strange reason you don't have a credit score, there's no financial history on that account, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to secure a financial backing from that bank. And if you're going to secure a financial backing from that bank, it's going to be very steep. The interest on that loan is going to be very, very huge, or you might have to front a huge amount by virtue of collateral to secure this particular facility. Like I said earlier, banks have different packages that I remember getting a series of texts from my bank telling me about different. I didn't even apply for a loan, but they sent me this comprehensive message on my phone telling me, listen, you're due to get this facility, you're due to get this loan, and because of your transaction with our bank, this is the interest rate we're going to charge you for your loan. So this happens all the time. And if you're not, maybe if you don't like your commercial bank, maybe you don't want to go to your commercial bank, there are various online lending sites out there. The tech space has advanced and opened up so much, so there are a lot of players in this space. There are many online lenders that don't use credit score or credit rating, but they have their own system. Or you could use peer-to-peer sites to get this funding. If you don't like commercial banks, you could use online lenders. They call them SoftBank or peer-to-peer sites to get this money. But you need to realize that when you're getting money from institutions that are different from an angel investor, your family and friends, or your savings, you need to keep your eyes open for the rate that you're going to be charged as interest on these loans. It's very, very important. I can't stress this enough, because there's no need you being overly excited and you go out and you secure a loan that is at the rate of, the interest is 19% or 20%, and because you're fighting tooth and nail to pay back the monthly interest or maybe the 6-month interest on that facility, it starts to asphyxiate your business, it starts to suffocate your business, and you start to do things that do not support the growth of your business. If you're interested in securing a loan from the bank, you need the help of your accountant and your lawyer to properly structure these deals for you. Number 6, the government. This is more prevalent in third world countries and even some Western countries also. The government tries to stimulate the economy by giving directive to the central bank, and the central bank in turn gives directives to the Bank of Agriculture, the Bank of Industries, and these people have facilities. And when I mean facilities, I mean loans that they give to small and medium scale enterprises. They hardly or rarely give facilities or loan to huge companies. It's very hard for you to hear that the Bank of Industry gave a loan to Dangote. When you hear about dealings with Dangote and those kind of huge companies, you usually hear the government getting loans from China and from other countries to invest in Dangote's enterprise, because Dangote is a mogul, he owns a big business. What you hear is the Bank of Industry, the Bank of Agriculture trying to stimulate the business sector, the entrepreneurial sector by helping and aiding small businesses with loans that can be repaid over a long time. The beauty of getting this sort of bank loans through your Bank of Agriculture, your Bank of Industry and stuff is the single digit loans. They're very, very good and very, very helpful for businesses. They give you that legway, that leg room, that breather to be creative and let your business thrive, and you pay at your leisure. But you have to pay. Many people have this misconception that because it's a government loan, you shouldn't pay. Particularly in corrupt society like Nigeria, where there's impunity and people just believe that whenever they see money somewhere, they just take it. So many people don't think that they have to pay back. I know there are cases of CBN loaning money to some states, and those states did not just feel they were under any obligation to pay back those monies to the central bank. When the government borrows you money, maybe through the Bank of Industry or the Bank of Agriculture. The beauty about it, like I said, they're single digit loans, but these are money that have to be repaid back at the date of maturation. When they pay this money, when you get this money, usually these loans take sometimes over 10 years for you to pay back. Obviously, you're going to be servicing these loans and paying the interest, whether it's annually or monthly, depending on what plan you have. Beautiful deals, but you have to pay back. Number 7, crowdfunding or crowdsourcing. This method did not exist in the 80s and the early to mid 90s. It actually started in the late 90s. Crowdfunding is when members of your platform, maybe it could be an online forum or even people in your workplace, start to chip in different amounts of money to support your idea or your business. I want to donate $1,000 for your business. I want to donate 50,000 naira towards the manufacture of this product or deliver this service when you're ready to start delivering as a company. People do this because they want something. They're trying to create favor. Maybe they want a discount when the product is ready. So this person is paying this money because he wants maybe 50 units or 100 units when the product is eventually ready. Or some people want equity stake in your business. So they're trying to be the first in the door. When this company starts to deliver this product or starts to deliver this service, they start to earn the money they pay down as a down payment for a stake in your business, 5% ownership or 20% ownership. You need to be mindful that in crowdfunding, people are giving you this money to start your business, to develop this product, to manufacture this product, to start delivering this service. They want something. It's either you're willing to give them what they want in exchange for this money you need across different donors, or you move on to different platforms. And there are many platforms that offer this service. Some platforms that you might want to have in mind if you're thinking about using crowdfunding to fund your next business, your next startup, or the next production of your next batch of products are Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Crowd Supply, Crowdfunder, Seed Invest. I've used Seed Invest before, they're very good. Crowdcube, Fundly, GoFundMe, I Fund Women. I think the last one specializes in women entrepreneurs or women who are in business or who are into manufacturing of products. Number 8, which is the last one. Number 8 is venture capital. These are firms, huge firms that are into investing in businesses, startup businesses that are at the early stage, at the mid stage, or at the later stage in their expansion or development. Maybe you have an idea in a space that a firm is very passionate about, maybe like Berkshire Hathaway. They're very passionate about this particular sector and they somehow heard about your business and they want to invest in your business. They are into securing equity stake in that business or giving you loans like angel investors that eventually could be used as a convertible note to gain equity stake in your business. Now, getting venture capital is very, very hard. These are huge firms that do not deal with individuals or small businesses. To get them, you need to use your lawyer, you need to use your accountant, you need to belong to a platform where there are people with high networks. You can use them as intermediaries to front for you to get a venture capital firm interested in your business. It's very important that when you get to the stage of looking for or trying to secure funding from a VC, which is a venture capitalist firm, you need to get your lawyers and your accountants involved. First of all, to even have a meeting with a VC, it takes weeks on weeks, months, sometimes even years to get everybody on the same page, because most venture capitalist firms are made up of directors who have to meet, have different board meetings to approve resolutions before they get to meet you. And when they meet you, they have to have this conversation, have different documents presented, valuation, and there's a whole lot of things involved at this particular stage with this particular medium of funding for your business. So you need to have this in mind. You need to have your own team of people ready to look into this deal. They also are going to have their own team of people looking into this deal as well. So it could draw for months, sometimes even years before it gets approved and before the funds are delivered. because everybody's looking to protect his own angle, and it's just how it is. Now, I want to believe that this video was helpful to you. These are the 8 ways you could use to secure funding for your startup business. Of course, there are more ways, but for this video, these are the 8 ways that you could use to fund your startup. You could run more research on any of the methods before you decide to choose it or adopt it as a medium of funding for your startup business. Now, why don't you leave me a comment down below and tell me the ones that you've used in the past or the ones you're considering using in the future for your next business, your next idea, okay? And while you're down there, why don't you think about smashing the subscribe button, because I want to believe the value we shared in this video was something that can be useful to you in your next business pursuit. Why don't you go down, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, which is just beside the subscribe button, so when we drop this sort of content, because we usually drop this sort of content every Thursdays, you catch the content while it drops. And if you think this video was valuable to you, why don't you think about giving us a thumbs up? It helps us a lot because it tells the YouTube algorithm that this video was useful to you, and it will tell us in turn to make more of this sort of content for you so that you could help your business grow even faster. If you have friends, relatives, or associates that are into business, want to start up a business, or are in the process of starting up a business, why don't you share this video with them? You just might be helping someone make the right decision going forward. If you have questions for Fuse, why don't you think about following me on Instagram? My Instagram handle is somewhere up there, or is it up there? I think it's somewhere up there. It is at Fuse Chronicles. You could slide into my DM with whatever questions you have, and I'll be sure to respond to every question. Like I always say, guys, it's your job to make yourself happy. It's not your husband or your wife's job to make you happy. It's not your girlfriend, and certainly not your brother or your sister's job to make you happy. It's your job to make yourself happy. So choose to be happy today and be yourself while out there, okay? So I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.